There's been an update on Triple H's WWE status. Elsewhere, we take a look at scrapped AEW Forbidden Door plans, and a WWE legend shows off a bit of a new look. More on that later on. Yes, hello everyone, it's Jack and Ross back again with more news, starting with Wade Keller on PW Torch, who's reporting a little bit on Triple H's WWE status, Ross.
I know when, this is what Wade's saying, I know when Hunter had his health problems and then Stephanie stepped aside, they were, I don't want to say rumours because that's overstating it, there was conjecture that maybe there were marital issues that they were dealing with. I'm told that's just flat out not the case, and they are a team. Thank goodness for that.
He goes on to say Triple H works full time, he's a talent scout, but Stephanie stepped away and they reduced their hours. Hunter reduced his hours, and as I've talked about, Hunter was drinking iced coffees constantly when he was not a caffeine guy beforehand, just to keep up with his demands. So basically saying the demands of the job and the stresses of it. He goes on to say he scaled back to a more focused job with less stress after his health scare, but he is full-time with WWE. And Stephanie stepped away in part because of the age of their kids, and also just the idea that they've got enough money, they want to appreciate life and do some things outside of working for the company.
Fair play, because I would want to do the same.
Well, absolutely, 100%. But I find it strange that he's gone, yeah, so people were saying there might be rumours of marital problems, but it's not that. And I was thinking, well, has anybody been saying that? Well, he's
Twitter has
volunteered that information. Oh, has it? Oh,
yeah,
right.
But again, no big hitters on Twitter.
Right,
just general
just
wrestling conjecture on Twitter. But it is weird for him to bring up that out of nowhere, I would say.
I'd say so as well, and I agree with you that maybe it's just for the best that they do. Well, certainly for Triple H himself with his health scare and everything, but Stephanie as well. And I guess, do you think the Vince thing has any link to this? Well, certainly for Stephanie stepping back in, I suppose.
I saw someone else, I forget who it was, I do apologise to this very reputable source on Twitter saying, Stephanie being appointed sort of the interim CEO, whatever position her title's got now, is sort of a play from Vince to say, here's my daughter filling that role, I'll be back to take that role once this is all ended, the investigation's ended, and he comes out. I assume he's thinking this in the clear.
I have to say I was surprised when Stephanie stepped back in, just because of the rumours that the WWE themselves had leaked a story of her being crap at her job when she first stepped down and everything.
Yeah, it was weird how that happened, and the share prices went up a bit and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. And it's a lot of stuff that I don't fully understand, to be honest with you, but it seems to be dark things at play here.
Dark forces at work.
Yeah, that's the one.
Absolutely.
But it is because Bruce Pritchard on his podcast, I used to listen to it back in the day. I don't so much these days because he's always busy. He's always busy doing something to do with WWE, which means he can't take 2 hours out of his week, or maybe 4 hours out of his week to do a little bit of research, a little bit of jogging the memory, then a 2-hour podcast with Conrad. And he's always knackered. He's always cream crackered. And I got it back in the 80s and early 90s and mid-90s, up into the 2000s when it was just, the famous stories about Vince and Pat and Bruce and Jim Ross around the pool doing all the creative. But it's a much bigger operation now, so surely these working conditions that Vince still does, because I don't know if he's human or not. We always say this, don't we? While he's doing his workouts, finishing at 3 a.m, into bed, up at 7 a.m, just working like that constant. Surely the size of the operation now, surely people can just go back to work in more regular hours. But then again, I don't know.
I don't know either. And you'd like to think that, but part of me thinks, is it a mentality thing?
Just
is it
Vince,
let's do it. Let's go full throttle with it. But moving on now to AEW, we're going to take a look at scrapped Forbidden Door plans, courtesy of Andrade, who was speaking on Hugo Savinovic's Lucha Libre online show. Andrade said that he was going to fly to Japan to set up a match with Will Ospreay for Forbidden Door, but it was prematurely stopped, and instead Ospreay was paired with Orange Cassidy, which we saw play out on last week's AEW.
It's just, as I said on the podcast, on the Cultaholic Wrestling podcast last week, Orange Cassidy versus Will Ospreay is a match you didn't know you wanted, but now it's there, you're thinking, oh, bloody hell.
Yeah,
and you're thinking about the prospect of Andrade versus Will Ospreay, and you're thinking, oh, bloody hell, that would have been nice as well.
I would have been happy with both. I'd like to see this match in the future anyway, even if it doesn't, even if it doesn't pan out now. But Andrade, this is all building off kind of the tweet he did last week, which was implying that the friction between AAA and CMLL, two promotions that he's worked with in the past, means that he can't work for New Japan Pro Wrestling because they are aligned with CMLL, not AAA.
Yeah.
And he basically said, I was gonna have a match with Will Ospreay. Now that seems believable, because that seems like if Tony and Gedo from New Japan were sat down and going, who can we pair up from our rosters? Ospreay and Andrade seems like the more logical one than Ospreay and Orange Cassidy, as you say.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. Now that they've had that face-off and everything, I am quite excited for that match.
They're obviously two very different matches, that Ospreay versus Andrade and Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy. And especially when Orange Cassidy's he's not been prominent for a while now, has he?
No.
He's just sort of come back from nowhere, and he's obviously got one of the biggest stars from New Japan for this big old pay-per-view. So it is a weird one how it came about, but I guess all the pieces do add up there, and I'm not going to say Andrade is a liar.
No, I'm not going to stand around as a liar at all. I think that it reminds me a little bit, the Ospreay match of Orange Cassidy versus Pac.
Yeah.
Which was great. I wonder how they'll keep it distinct from that one.
That was the big thing, because remember heading into that, we were all saying, like, I hope Pac doesn't wrestle an Orange Cassidy match. I hope that somehow Orange Cassidy wrestles a Pac match.
Yeah.
And it was like the perfect blend of the two when he was obviously going to try.
He tried. Well, you'd expect there'll be a moment at least where he tries versus Ospreay, but I think it could be very, very good.
And Ospreay is good at the silly bollocks as well.
He can do the silly bollocks.
Yeah.
He certainly can. As we've seen when he was a member of Pachiti Club. Check out mine and Ross's tier list, by the way. We've done a tier list ranking all the members of nearly all the members of the WCPW roster. Obviously, there was a lot who weren't that involved in storylines and stuff like that. But it's on the channel now, and it's not, I just want to stress, it's not how good they were in the ring. It's how well they were utilised.
It's in the kayfabe.
It is in the
Looking
kayfabe.
at wrestling as a sport and competition.
Yes. And finally, a WWE legend has shown off a new look, which I'm assuming we're going to throw on screen now. It's Dave Bautista.
It's a bloody unicorn, isn't it?
Oh, I thought it was a llama.
It's a little bloody
Oh,
unicorn. There's a horn coming out of
its
its head. It looks like the cover of a Pink Floyd album.
It does.
And it's got a little crown on either side. Now, crucially, I think Tom's put on notes here, Batista's gone Cody Rhodes by getting a neck tattoo. But I know through people who have the tattoos, right, that's okay from Batista because he's got 75% of his torso covered in actual tattoos. So Cody's is weird because he's got that one tattoo there and nothing else.
Yeah, right.
So why would you go there first, Cody? Why would you do it there? Why?
But Dave's one-upped him, literally, because he's gone for two. He's gone for the double neck tattoo. I wonder what it means, the unicorn and the crown.
Dreams and royalty.
Yes, it does, yeah. Wrestling has more than one royal family.
The Batista family.
The Batistas, yeah. I don't know what else to say about the Batista story.
They're fancy tattoos and all the best to them.
They absolutely are.
All the best to the tattoos. I wish them all the best in their future endeavours.
That's all the stories we've got. Have you got anything you want to plug today?
Nah, not at all.
Fair enough.
Bugger all.
I'm trying to think. I've got a weirdest episode in the works, and I've got a true story of also in the works, but nothing out immediately. Me and Owen will be on Twitch on Wednesday from 6 p.m. trying to rescue the team, because under his reign last week, we've gone from 6th to 18th in the league, so we're going to try and rescue that. So join us on twitch.tv/Cultaholic if you enjoy a bit of Football Manager. And I think that's about it. Thank you very much for watching. Check out our news video earlier on today. Leave your thoughts in the comments section down below, and we'll see you very soon.